Hi, my name is Tessa, and today I want to tell you about everything that I carry. I carry a Glock 48 with a Holosun 507K. I selected this gun solely because I enjoyed shooting it the most out of all the other guns that I tried, and that was enough for me. I selected this optic because I had a hard time keeping both eyes open and staying target focused when I was using irons. And I appreciate being able to actually stay target focused and keep both eyes open while I'm shooting. I also added a striker control device from Tau Development Group. This allows me to press down on the base plate of my gun, and it lets me facilitate safe reholstering a lot easier, and it just adds that additional layer of safety without taking away any utility from my gun, and it doesn't actually affect the performance of my gun. So if the striker control device were to fail, it just returns to acting just like a normal base plate. I don't have to worry about it affecting the reliability of my gun. And so I like being able to add that additional layer of safety for reholstering. I carry in the Filster Enigma probably 99% of the time. Sometimes I'll carry on a belt-mounted holster, but I find that the Enigma gives me the best concealment, and it allows me to carry in a really wide array of different things because it's entirely divorced from my waistband. Next on my everyday carry is my OC spray. I like to carry OC spray because it's an option for me to use when lethal force is not at all justified, but some amount of force is necessary in order for me to either de-escalate a situation or get out of a situation and escape. Typically, I'm carrying a palm OC spray. I really like the way that the safety works on the palms. I just appreciate being able to put it in my pocket and not have to really worry about the safety being disengaged. Saber Red is another really awesome option for OC spray. For my everyday carry ammo, I carry Federal HST because it is trusted and vetted by law enforcement. I also like to carry a Mod Light OKW for defensive and deselection purposes. This isn't really a task light. This isn't something that I'm using to look inside my car for a pen or something in the evenings. This is something that I like to use, say, when I'm approaching my truck at nighttime. I can actually look inside of my truck and make sure there's nobody there waiting for me before I even get close to my truck. I can look in the back canopy and inside of the truck and underneath the truck, and it lets me make sure that I'm headed into a safe environment instead of just approaching it without knowing those things. This is also a really useful tool for threat identification. Sometimes we're not in great lighting conditions. Maybe we're filling up our gas tank in the evening and there's some weird lighting and maybe there's somebody approaching us. Maybe they're coming to ask us for some spare change, or maybe they have ill intentions. And this light lets me identify whether or not maybe they have something in their hand, or maybe shine the light at them and say, hey, can you please stop? This gives me an opportunity to show someone that I mean business without showing them any real level of force. Now I want to talk about the different medical options that I like to carry with me every single day. This is something that can be really tough to actually carry on your body, and so I like to carry all of my medical stuff in a small purse. For my tourniquet, I carry a cat tourniquet. This allows me to self-apply really easily, especially if I'm having to do this one-handed. I can deploy this fairly quickly and do so fairly well just by myself. There's lots of other really great tourniquets out there, and some that are more compact than these. Inside of my Pew medical kit from Filster, I have quick clot gauze, I have a mini compression bandage and gloves, and another set of gauze in here. This is just something that I like having with me in case I need to tend to my own wounds or somebody else. I have the option to use the mini compression bandage and all of those different things for different medical needs. And lastly, I like to have chest seals with me. This is not something that everybody likes to carry, but I like to have this just in case there is a hole in maybe my chest or somebody else's, and this gives me the opportunity to patch that in the front and the back. This is not something that's super duper great for self-application, but I like having it with me just in case. I want to mention that some instances do really require me to downsize. For instance, whenever I go to my jiu-jitsu class, I don't have a place where I feel comfortable leaving my firearm, but I still want to have my tools with me. So I do leave my firearm at home in the safe, and I'll downsize by bringing my pepper spray, my lights, and all of my medical stuff in my purse. Everyone's everyday carry is gonna look so different. We all have a different risk assessment, and we're all at different points in our journey. I think it's just important for us to consider that we wanna continue to grow. And if that means adding things or maybe even taking things away from your everyday carry, you get to kind of decide that for yourself and evaluate what you're comfortable with.